this is the Taurus new moon and partial solar eclipse outlook for April 30th, 2022. So, to get started, we have a beautiful four-planet stellium in Pisces. We've got Mars at 11 degrees. We've got Neptune at 24 degrees, Venus at 27 degrees, and Jupiter at 27 degrees as well. So that's very rare, especially given that both Neptune and Jupiter are in a conjunction. So, what does this all mean for this wonderful Taurus new moon on the 30th? Well, first of all, let's look at the new moon. And the new moon will be at 10 degrees Taurus, of course, with the sun at 10 degrees. And it is a partial solar eclipse as well. Now, what is a partial solar eclipse? Well, a partial solar eclipse occurs when the moon blocks only a portion of the solar disk or the sun. And we're talking about 64%. So just over half of the blockage with a partial solar eclipse. Nonetheless, even partial, it is a solar eclipse, although not a full blockage. But it will have an effect with the new moon and especially the water element Pisces connection. And what's wonderful about this new moon is there is a sextile earth and water connection between the Taurus, very grounded sign, earth sign of Taurus, and Mars at 11 degrees Pisces. And what does Mars rule? Mars rules action. And connected positively with the Taurus new moon, it's about taking sensible action, practicality. And Taurus is representative of the second house in the horoscope, and the second house rules money and anything that deals with money, security, practical matters. It is an earth sign, practical application, and Mars is connected with action, aggression, assertiveness, confidence. And in this case, Mars is in Pisces. And Pisces is a very watery sign. It is representative of the 12th house. So the representation here is the 12th house by the second house in astrology. So our matters are going to turn predominantly, that is connected with 12th house and second house concerns. Well, the 12th house is connected with healing, it is connected with medical, it is connected with psychological issues, both positive and can be negative. It is about secrets and the unknown, sometimes the mystical or the paranormal. So we will have an elevated connection with these issues on or around the time, or even just after the time of the new moon. And with the representation of the new moon with Taurus in the second house connection, this is a good time for intuition connected with money, investments, especially land or real estate, savings. These are all favored right now, especially with the heightened intuition of Pisces emphasis right now. So this is a good time to make investments, start a savings account, checking account, really look into possible investments with real estate. Also, it's a good time to fix up a house, renovate, do some flipping of homes if you are into that type thing. All very positive ventures right now with this Taurus full moon, as it is very grounded now. Taurus also rules, again, the earth. Now, one would think that there could be upsets connected with the earth, like volcano eruptions, earthquakes, and so on with the full moon, because the full moon is connected with heightened energy, whereas the new moon is blocked. But there are occasions when there are these disasters or upsetments, you could say, with the earth, water, and so on, volcanoes. So we will have to be on the lookout for that from around about just before the new moon and before the next full moon. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, this is a very, very attractive connection with the new moon in Taurus. Now, getting back, as aforementioned, to the Pisces connection, and especially with Neptune and Jupiter. And with this Pisces connection, stellium, if you will, it's about sensitivity and 12th house matters. Sensitivity, intuition, issues of the psychical, if you will, and that which rules healing, medical, and of course, compassion, empathy. So matters of such will be extremely emphasized around the time of the new moon. We may find that we are attracted to such matters. Perhaps you find that you are attracted to, say, the paranormal, otherworldly interests. You may feel that you have had a healing if you've had certain issues that have been plaguing you as of yet. This is a great time to seek all methods of healing, not just conventional, but you may find that you are seeking out the unconventional or the holistic in your approach to health issues. And you may find you receive a healing. It is a time to go within, because Pisces is representative of the 12th house. So this is a time to do some serious soul searching, and you may find a great deal of peace of mind and serenity, either through walking in nature, especially with this Pisces Taurus new moon right now, and you may find reflecting very refreshing right now. It is a time of just kind of meditating, trusting your hunches, trusting your intuition. Now, on the other hand, yes, there's always the good and the not so good or the questionable, because Pisces is connected with the 12th house. There could be some secrets that come out right now, and we will have to be very careful of self-deception, kind of seeing people close to us through rose-colored glasses, because Pisces is about focusing, which is great, on the positive and kind of seeing everything as kind of a Pollyanna point of view, not really seeing issues as clearly as we could. And that can also, in a more mundane, practical sense, be connected with, say, business, love, and be careful now with any contracts you sign, because you may feel so positive now that everything is going to come out wonderfully, and you may find later on that if you don't read clearly on the dotted line, things may get a little bit mixed up in the future. So right now, with all this Pisces influence, although it is very wonderfully felt with this Taurus new moon, be very cautious when reading all contracts and the written word, so to speak. Other than that, the Pisces influence overall is very positively felt and very healing in all aspects of our life. It is about bringing forth compassion and peace of mind and healing in every area. Now, we do have, besides the beautiful, practical Taurus new moon, we have it approaching a conjunction with Uranus. And we have still, as of yet, Saturn in Aquarius. Now, there is no connection by aspect with Uranus at 14 degrees Taurus and the 24 degrees Saturn in Aquarius, but it does make a minor connection as far as the element Taurus Uranus and Aquarius Saturn. So there's going to be a little bit of friction connected with communications. This aspect is going to remain still for some time, or I should say Uranus at Taurus and Saturn at Aquarius, although again not in the standard square. There's still going to be a little tension in the areas of which they represent. Technology, Aquarius sometimes is connected with space, the future, kind of planning about what the future will be, and technology, communication issues we will take very seriously, but there could yet be some breakdowns with these issues. Also, now with the new moon in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, that points back to, as aforementioned, connections with the earth. So I'm not saying in particular that there's going to be some natural disasters, but with this earth sign emphasis, especially within a day and a half after the new moon, and then there will be a square from Saturn to the moon. We will have to be on the lookout for this type things because Uranus is about the unpredictable and the unexpected, and it is in this Earth sign. But on a more mundane, everyday level, with this square within approximately a day and a half later, there could also be a connection with, and again, as aforementioned, communications, computers. Also, this can be connected with social media or even public conflicts. We may hear of some public outbursts or conflicts, disagreements on social media. What is connected with social media in particular, where there could be disagreements or even issues. There could be, yes, issues with hacking, internet breakdowns, and so on and so forth, on or around the time of the new moon or just after, as the moon then approaches the square to Saturn in Aquarius. And of course, later on that day and into the following day of the first, then the moon will then come to conjoin Uranus. So expect the unexpected. And as always, where this connection is in your personal natal chart, where this will be the unexpected in your life personally. For example, if you've got the new moon in Taurus and it's in your 10th house, which is career, and you've got, say, Saturn in the 6th house, for example, there could be an issue with your job. There could be conflicts with those in authority, and perhaps a conflict with if this is the right time to change jobs and careers, and so on and so forth. Could be an indication of an issue with reputation and ambition, raises, and so on. So that's just an example, but do check with your birth chart. Now, we have Pluto retrograde, and that's very important, in Capricorn. Now, that makes a beautiful sextile to Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune. And then eventually Mars will then apply later on into May a sextile with retrograde Pluto. And Pluto is representative of what? Pluto equals power. Pluto equals authority. And with Capricorn, it's about being conservative, very serious, and it's about the rules, because Pluto takes rules and regulations seriously. And Pluto in its retrograde phase is basically what? It is about using power sometimes to very, well, somewhat meaningless ends. And when I say that, I mean that Pluto might, like in this case and at this time, like to create conflict just for the sake of creating conflict. And power struggles, because Pluto's not feeling too good right now, and there may be, again, that word, meaningless power struggles. And as aforementioned, where Pluto is in your personal chart is where this bit of a power struggle or a bit of conflict will be. And then again, we have this conflict connection as with the applying moon square to Saturn and the retrograde Pluto in Capricorn. But the great news is here at 28 degrees, Pluto in Capricorn with the wonderful Earth water sextile to Neptune, Venus, and Jupiter. That's very complementary. That emphasizes this connection with Earth, water, with the new moon in Taurus, with the Pisces stellium. Now you've got in the mix, you've got Pluto, even retrograde, with this intuitive, empathetic, compassionate Pisces. So our feet are going to be very grounded on the ground, and it's about taking practical application in our life and wherever this sextile is in your birth chart. For example, you may have a sextile, say, between Pluto in Capricorn and the Pisces stellium, say like it is here, the 12th house with the 10th house. And so your practical application will be that mention about career, focusing on your ambitions and goals. But it's more than that. You will feel like you're going places, the opportunities and the doors are opening up for you. But at the same time, with the 12th house emphasis, you are feeling like this deeply affects you, and this is going to be very life-changing for you psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and it is a very motivating factor for you both personally and professionally. And again, this is an example of the productive, and I do say that word, productive sextile between Pisces and Capricorn, and our power, Pluto, even retrograde, will be very well and productively channeled correctly. So this is the time to start that business. This is the time to make changes, buy that house or sell the house. It is a time to really trust your intuition, Pisces, and what you feel, the water element, is best for you. So yes, there is going to be a little bit of some conflict here, especially a day and a half so after this connection with the new moon and then a square to Saturn. Yes, we will have to look out for the unexpected. Yes, but overall, this new moon is rather inspiring, if you will. And looking at Mercury, it is barely there at 0 degrees, almost at 1 degrees Gemini. There is not really much a connection with this Mercury. Now there is, you could say, an out of sign connection with Pluto nearly into Aquarius, and the 0, almost 1 degree connection with Mercury. And Mercury is what? Mercury is about communications, connecting with the power planet Mercury. So with an out of sign trine, this is also a good effect as well, because it's about communicating very clearly with Pluto. Even if with retrograde Pluto, our actions don't really seem that they make sense sometimes, because Pluto is about wanting to get ahead and wanting to express ourselves and be in charge and be in command and do the right thing right now, especially within Capricorn. And Mercury is in very chatty Gemini. So this is the time to really express ourselves, because we've got this Aquarian type Pluto energy right now, as it will over the next year move closer to the sign of Aquarius. So this is a good time for really communicating our feelings, even if it doesn't come out right because of Pluto in retrograde Capricorn. With Mercury in early Gemini, we are assured that our intellectual or inner desires to connect and to communicate are very properly and very well expressed right now. So all in all, this is a pretty good new moon in Taurus. Expect the unexpected. Take a practical approach to healing and all your ambitions, desires, love in all areas. Some secrets may come about. Make sure, because of the Pisces connection, when you sign any contracts or have any discussions, that everything is mapped out very clearly, so there's no future deception. And it is a great time to express our feelings in all areas. Great time to do some investing. And we will find that this new moon is really positively felt.